Now that the second trailer's out, you know what that means. It's time to break it down. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, here with another video. In this video today, now that we have the second Sonic Movie 3 trailer, there's a lot to go over. There's a lot packed into this trailer, a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of things that I don't know we were entirely supposed to see, and a lot of reveals have happened that really contradict and go against what we were presented in the first trailer. There's a lot of meat in this thing, so any further ado, let's dig into this trailer and break all of it down frame by frame. The trailer opens on 3 shots, a close-up of Knuckles and Tails, as well as Sonic getting ready to run. Now, a lot of people have pointed out this shot right here of Sonic looks to be kind of similar to Green Hill Zone from the first movie. Now, I wanted to point this out. In the first trailer, you can see the background, what seems to be this scene of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles going on some kind of race or run or trial, whatever they're doing. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of tropical trees and palms and stuff like that, which obviously Green Hill has that, so a lot of people have been saying, oh, this might be Green Hill, and with this shot being more blurred than the other ones, like the other shots we've got of this scene, it very much so could look that way. I don't believe that's the case. This is not Green Hill Zone if I had to put money on it. I believe that they're just in a more tropical-ish environment, not a beach or Hawaii, but just somewhere there might be palm trees or something like that. So that's what I think that is. We then got to the Chow Garden restaurant, which we have been hearing about and got a little taste of in the first trailer. I absolutely love this touch. I think if there was a way to bring the Chow into the real world, this would be the way to do it, making it a kind of Chuck E. Cheese-ish place in Tokyo, where we have the kids walk up to Tails and ask if he is Detective Pikachu. Being a little cartoon yellow character, of course, there's a little similarity there, where then Knuckles kind of makes fun of him about it, and it's a really cute interaction. I absolutely love that. I'm so excited. One of my favorite things about movie 3, what I'm looking forward to most, is being able to see the dynamic between the 3 boys. We got a little taste of it in 2 and the Knuckles TV show, but we're really going to be able to see a full movie of all 3 of these characters just really being brothers, and I'm so excited to see that. Sonic delivers an unfunny pun as he's about to get attacked by Eggman's little drone robots. It's now confirmed that it is Eggman indeed who is attacking the Chow Garden, which is crazy because they're literal children in there, so that's kind of crazy. Hopefully there are no casualties, other than one child in the movie. We then get this sick shot of Shadow being surrounded by Gun, which is awesome. We can assume that he's gonna wreak havoc on all of those soldiers as we see Sonic and friends go to that specific location where we can see cars flipped over and fire everywhere and Shadow's standing tall. So yeah, he's going to be an absolute menace, to where we then get a shot of Gerald Robotnik looking at this board, which appears to be the Space Colony Ark, with voiceover where he says, "It's time, Shadow, we will finally have our revenge." So with that line, that's a bit of a diversion from the first trailer, like I mentioned. The first trailer definitely makes it out like Sonic is going to be teaming up with Eggman, and that they're going to be going up against Shadow because he's just too hard to face. And while that almost certainly will happen at some point in the movie, I don't think that was just filmed for a trailer's sake. But this essentially confirms that at a certain point in the film, there will be a disconnect between Sonic and friends and Robotnik, which I assume will be when he runs into Gerald, which we see right here. We then see Sonic and friends tied up as Ivo and Gerald approach him, with Shadow teleporting in. He then drops this little marble, which creates that big black hole. What exactly that is, what exact purpose that serves, we'll have to wait and see, but still very cool nonetheless, as Sonic grabs out a ring to escape the madness, where they're teleported into their home, where Tom and Maddie are sitting there with Donut Lord in his awesome Donut Lord sweater. This movie seems to be taking place entirely during the holiday season, Christmas time, so there could have been like a ugly sweater party. I don't know why else you would wear that. There are also arts and crafts around them, as well as what seems to be baked goods. So I'm just assuming that Tom and Maddie have way too much free time on their hands while Sonic and friends are away doing their own thing. Sonic then asks Tom and Maddie if they want to help him on a top secret mission, which of course they immediately agree to, as they seem to be way too bored right now. We then see Sonic and friends along with some of the human characters in London in gun uniforms. So what I originally suspected as Tom kind of rising up the ranks from local cop all the way up to gun officer, probably due to his help with Sonic and friends on their missions, he could very well be undercover, as Maddie is also in gun uniform along with Natasha Rothwell's character of Rachel and Randall as well. But Randall, we know, already works for Gun, so maybe Rachel is already in Gun. I don't know how that would really play out. I don't assume that the other characters outside of Randall would officially be in there. Maybe they're using his help, using him as a get-in. We'll definitely have to wait and see, but I think it's very interesting that they're going undercover as Gun agents. We then get this really fun shot shot of Tails using his little jetpack, where we get this shot that is very reminiscent of this rock meme from Black Adam. People have been criticizing this as like, oh, he doesn't need the jetpack, he can keep up, but you know, it's Tails. Gadgets is kind of his thing, so I like that, and it's a really fun shot of the three boys running alongside each other. It's just very Sonic. We then see Team Robotnik, which includes Ivo, Gerald, Shadow, and Agent Stone, as the space colony arc rises from the water. Then we get a shot of Gerald in his white coat, which is very cool to go alongside Robotnik's new coat as well, where he says that Shadow's power will help them take over humanity, rule the world, and it appears that they're using Shadow to power the space colony arc to get it all started up as he runs around it. So if I had to assume, if I had to predict, Sonic and friends initially will team up with Robotnik. Robotnik will eventually discover Shadow, vice versa, and Shadow will help them get to space, where Sonic and friends eventually will have to as well. Shadow then says once when they're done, they'll have nothing left to rule, so that's kind of a lot, as we see Shadow and them looking out of the window. We then get something that has been getting all Sonic fans very joyous, and that is the moon being blown up. Of course, this is very accurate to the game where this happens.
I'm pissing on the moon! How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot!
I wasn't sure if they were going to go this far, but it seems that that is exactly what they're doing, which I am not complaining about. We then see some shots of Shadow with Maria, and then getting that shot of him actually looking really sad for the first time, which is great to see. Because, you know, with like Sega mandates and stuff, they had certain ways they wanted the characters portrayed. Getting Shadow to be sad was almost like a no-go. That would never happen. But Paramount has been able to do whatever they really wanted with the characters, so being able to see a more vulnerable take on Shadow is very, very exciting. That's kind of what I predicted of that shot of Shadow and Maria transitioning to the broken capsule where he stayed in. This super sweet shot of Sonic hugging Knuckles, once again, just so excited to see their dynamic, and this is all voiced over by Tom giving some motivational speech to Sonic about making the right decision and following his heart, where then we get the amazing money shot of Shadow picking up a blaster. Of course, this isn't like a Glock, it's not like a real gun, but him holding any form of a gun is super cool and something I think every fan really wanted. It's something I straight predicted wouldn't happen, but I never thought about blasters or tasers or something, or like a laser gun, so that is just so cool. I'm so glad they found a workaround for that, to find a way to make that work. Fans naturally are going crazy for it. Sonic then makes fun of Shadow's highlights, and I think another spot he calls him Hot Topic or something like that.
Just trying to keep up.
Good one, Hot Topic.
So them being a little self-aware of Shadow's character, but still in a tasteful way, is really cool. Shadow then remarks the more Sonic talks, the more he wants to hit him. Sonic then says one of the big taglines of the movie, which is "This ends now." We heard about this being kind of the big quote of the movie very early on, even before the first trailer, I believe, from Daniel RPK. And we get this shot of Sonic where if you look really closely into his eyes, you can see the colors of the Chaos Emeralds. I am almost certain that's what they are, because what the hell else would it be? It's no secret that the Super Sonic and Super Shadow forms are going to be in the movie. This has kind of been leaked already. It can kind of already been assumed if you know this franchise, so that's really no surprise, but just if you're looking closely, you'd be able to spot that. We then get a shot of the space colony arc getting ready to fire, and I'm also going to do something a little different. I'm going to bring up very quickly this clip from a recent TV spot that dropped the day I'm filming this, because you can see two beams of yellow light approaching it, almost confirmation essentially that yes, Super Sonic and Super Shadow are going to pop up in Sonic Movie 3. Gerald then says that their destiny awaits as we get some shots of him, Agent Stone, and Eggman, and then we get these awesome shots of lava coming up and Sonic flipping in this really cool action sequence, which is definitely the climax of the movie, where Shadow remarks that if he's right about one thing, it's that this ends now. I'm going to assume that this battle takes place on the moon. If you just simply look when the moon gets blown up, and then this could very well be where that is. If you try to think of places on Earth where this could take place, nothing really comes to mind. I think the moon, or the half blown up moon, would be an amazing place for Sonic and Shadow to just throw hands, to just go absolutely insane with their powers, and the filmmakers to just really have a full playground for Sonic and Shadow to battle. Whether it's them in their base forms, or if they decide to have them fight in their super forms, you don't really have to worry about civilian casualties or anything like that. You can really just have the characters go crazy, a big fight in space. That would be absolutely amazing, and that's kind of like the big ending point before we get the title card of the the movie, where then we get this fun little comedic scene between Gerald and Ivo, where Gerald is dressed up as Santa Claus, and then Jim Carrey in his little Christmas onesie goes and just attacks him, which is so fun. And that is really the end of the trailer. There's a lot of juicy stuff in here, really pertaining to the Chaos Emeralds, the use of Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and also really just how the movie is going to play out with Sonic's alliance with Eggman eventually crumbling, which I know, yes, we all could have expected what would happen, but we have a much greater idea of how the actual plot is going to go now, which I know a lot of people aren't happy with. I wasn't. If you watched my reaction yesterday, I said I could have gone without knowing that information. Maybe they could have cut the trailer together a little differently to not make us so privy to that information, but hey, what can you do? It's a modern Hollywood film. They're gonna try to get you to see it as much as they can. But with all of that, that was the Sonic Movie 3 trailer. There's a lot more stuff to come. There's a lot more stuff happening with this thing, and of course you guys know we're gonna break it down, but I just wanted to break the trailer down and get all of the juicy details out of that, every single frame we could do, so you guys are clued into everything that's happening with the movie, all the little secrets, all the Easter eggs that you might have missed. That's all we have for you guys today, but this is where I pass it off to you and ask what you think. What did you think of the Sonic Movie 3 trailer number 2, and what was your favorite moment from it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. You can follow those behind the scenes of my life, future content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 news station in YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. We have a million more videos probably coming to you guys about Sonic Movie 3 in the coming days and weeks as the movie approaches on December 20th. I cannot wait for it. I love all of you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
Baby, right by the motherfucking seaside, dog. Everything I see, I got a dream. I thought these leaves would go and take me out the dark. I know everything I wanted to follow.